It's a pleasure to be here today as part of the 18th Hong Kong Forum. This year is very special for Hong Kong. It's the 20th anniversary of the city itself. And we are in a very interesting times where we have the opportunity with China to go to the world on the back of a Belt and Road opportunities led by the Chinese administration and leaders around the world. And we also are in the middle of a very powerful Bay Area cooperation that we are setting up. It is the Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau Bay Area. So opportunities are ready for those who are prepared and those who are entrepreneurial. Now, I would not introduce Cherry Picks and myself further, but I'd like to show you the headquarters of our company, and that would demonstrate how innovative and creative we are. This is the headquarters of the company that merged with us in 2014. It's called NetDragon. The headquarters takes the form of Enterprise in Star Trek. So if you are a Trek fan, then I extend an open invitation to you. Come and talk to me in networking session. I'll bring you an invite to take you to the Enterprise, the real one. And we have the biggest virtual reality and augmented reality experience center in the world in Fuzhou. Now today, I would like to share one business that we have done, and it demonstrates an innovation and entrepreneurial spirit of Hong Kong, because it's all done from Hong Kong, by Hong Kong people, research and development, and now propagating around the world. It is about location intelligence, location big data, particularly for the smart city concept that we have been talking about in almost every city in the world. Now, when it comes to journeys, we have always used data to guide our journeys. Human beings use data since day one. When Zheng He from China sailed out, when the Christopher Columbus fleet sailed out, they used data. They use astronomical data and navigation data. But today, we want to attack a different problem. As civilization develops, we have indoor environment, meaning we build buildings, transportation hubs, venues, from the airport to the transit railway to retail and shopping malls and to the exhibition and convention centers. These indoors present an opportunity, because as you use GPS outdoor, we could actually use GPS indoor with location data indoor about the user, about the Internet of Things. We can actually provide better and more personalized service, more intelligent service, most importantly. And this is the problem we're trying to solve. We are currently the biggest indoor network operator in Hong Kong, if not the world, because we have covered the Hong Kong International Airport, the subways of Hong Kong, and many shopping malls. And we are venturing out into Greater China with Fuzhou Airport, and also Taiwan Taoyuan Airport. What exactly is that? Well, the problem is very simple. We have to start with the basic pyramid of knowledge. Well, we start with collecting data, means of collecting location data about people, about things, and then turn that into information to answer the question of who, what, where, when, and then turn that into knowledge. With this knowledge, we come up with understanding and starting to be able to solve problems like why would certain things happen, why there is a congestion, why the person get lost, why he couldn't get the information on time, and how. At the end, we want to be wise about this and build a better venue, a service that can preempt these problems. So if we apply this to a journey, it means that we have to first be able to capture data for people on the move inside the venue. So using mobile device, that's our expertise in mobile innovation for years, and also sensors that can detect things inside the big venue. Turn that into information about where they go, map it out about the route that they are taking, or in anonymous fashion, meaning that we don't know the person's information, but we know where they go, how they move about. And then the knowledge about how these can turn into something useful for them. Why their journey cannot be more efficient. Can they get the information they need ahead of time? Can they take a different route? Can they have a better service? So all these are what we're trying to solve. Now, just one more slide before we get into the case, and there are more interesting photos and videos to show you. The infrastructure of putting this in is not trivial. There are base stations, infrastructure, and sensors that we need to prepare. without going to detail, there are all kinds of technologies. Let's assume all these technologies is irrelevant and transparent. We have this in place, and we're able to capture the data. Now, what can we use the data for? Very simply put, those who are using smartphone today know that it's very easy to actually pinpoint locations with Google Map and the like. You can do the same indoor with a precision down to a meter. So you can actually have your friends wait for you at a spot that we share. And there's no more difficult to find or have to call each other as we get to the venue, because you can literally see each other converging on the same spot. O2O service in China is very popular. Everything you order and deliver to your home, now you can order and deliver to your next station or to the next spot that you're going out to, or pick it up, just like Starbucks today, where you can pick up a coffee by ordering ahead of time. These are called online to offline services. In the airport at night, weren't you frustrated when you come to the airport for transit but all the shops were closed? Well, the answer is humanness shop. And how do we control that? Well, these sensors come into very handy. Boarding alerts, or next station or change of station alerts, all these help you. If you're taking a nap, it wakes you up. Now, wayfinding is a classical case where a lot of big venues might need one, even the place here. This morning, we walked a long way over to here. It's a big venue, it's a grand venue, but it will be very helpful for those who visit for the first time to have a wayfinding capability. And for those who are from different countries, you might use a different language. The signage could be translated real time on your mobile phone with 100% precision. No more Google Translate that is roughly right. So we can take a look at the experience itself. Imagine a mobile phone, if you put it horizontally down, is a map, just like the 2D map that you always read. If you put it up, it becomes a camera. Pokemon Go has been a phenomenon, and now we are doing the same experience, but on map. So you will see an arrow on the floor as you walk. It will tell you to turn left, right, and it will show you what is ahead of you, what are the landmarks. Likewise, if you put it down, it becomes a map. So this experience is very human-like, and it's very easy, and that's what wayfinding should be. Again, translation. You take your mobile phone up, and then you take a picture and translate into Koreans or any language that you like. There are about 200 languages to choose from. One can use intelligent data to do a lot of things. And the secret is in analyzing the data by grouping all the analytics together. And if you get advertising, venue information ready, you can present something like this, measuring exact footfall and eyeball everywhere.
Location-based, time-sensitive notifications lets you track and target customers attracted to certain advertising material. With time-based data, you will be able to identify more precisely footfall traffic, eyeball traffic, and generate heat maps of each individual train station at any given time. Establishing context to location and time-sensitive data sets, you will be able to analyze, anticipate, and pinpoint service inefficiencies to better execute your customer service and marketing blueprints. Above all, the data collected can be correlated with ticketing and loyalty club data to provide new insights about the passengers and ultimately help design a better and smarter journey for millions of passengers every day.
Actually, data tell us that people don't take the shortest route when it comes to subway rides. Same in Hong Kong, same in New York. We can prove that by data. So we're not as smart as we think. If we take the entire Hong Kong airport and crunch the data, put it on a heat map, and fast forward, compress the timeline, this is what we get. Now, we can probably predict congestions and do crowd control quite easily if we do a micro time series. What we can do on a macro level, you have seen. What about the micro level? Loyalty is an artificial concept that we create. It is actually the habits that we want to understand from people. So in here, we study something and we want to show you the shopping habits of people at the airport or shopping mall. If we take a shopping mall and measure how people leave one shop and go to the next one, and try to understand how their behavior change, you'll see the round circle on the right that goes, with the dimension around the circle being the different shops. You have the cinema at the bottom right, and restaurants at the bottom left, and the bookstore on the top. Now, this chart is showing those who leave the bookstore to go to the next destination shop. You see most people from the bookstore, after they leave, they go to cinema. Second most, go to restaurant. Now, if you take those from cinema, after people leave cinema, most of them go to restaurant. Some of them go to bookstore. A little of them go to fashion. So you see the correlation. People watch a movie and then go to eat. And then people who go to bookstore also like cinemas, movies. And then, very interestingly, those who finish luxury, which is the yellow patch, luxury shopping, they then go to cinema, bookstore, and fashion store. Very, very little of them eat. So that's the data. Luxury shoppers don't eat. And we can measure the dwell time of how long they stay and how many people actually go there. All these allow you to do one thing. Very important, collect more rent, design the place better. And if we take one users, do a big sample, take each user, average it out, then you can see the average time they spend in the most efficient airport in the world, the Hong Kong International Airport. Well, they spend only 7 minutes in check-in, 3 minutes in security. Well, it doesn't mean that it's insecure, but it's very efficient. Right? It probably takes 30 minutes in the United States for the same security service. Well, these are just illustrative examples, right? Not to say that these are facts. So there are different measurements that we can take. A lot of these present very interesting opportunities. We also found that people who have destination to the United States of, the United Arab Emirates, UAE, have the most time to spend in shopping, meaning they spend twice the time as all the other destination visitors combined. And the frequent flyers out of the 93% also spend double the time and spend. So I just want to show you a few things, how powerful this could be, how innovation can grow from zero and to the world, right here from Hong Kong. And the application is really both the consumer side, the enterprise side, the data, and the venue. So in the future, what we want to do is to solve specific problems to make our life better and to build better connected city. For example, one of my colleagues is proposing that we prove to the airport that number and location of smoking rooms is affecting their flight delays. And we can prove that by data. So we should put the smoking room in a certain way, in a certain place, so that flight delays is mitigated. So these are the little insights that we share today. Thank you so much.